Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast. It's Thursday, and as normal, I'm on your screens with my partner in crime, the one, the only, the Dazzler. How are you, Darren?
Sorry, no, I'm just dancing. Hang on. I'll be with you in a minute. I'm all good, pal. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad at all. Bit of a sore throat, a bit fluey and stuff like that, but apart from that, I'm grand.
Don't worry, pal. I
Um,
feel like I've had about 4 bags of Skittles, so I can do the talking. We're all covered here.
Excellent.
Niall, just before we get kicked off, I just have to mention something. Did your heart almost burst out of your chest with pride watching them girls today?
Yeah, I did, especially second half now. First half was a little bit kind of disappointing, really, when they made a few changes and stuff, It was great to see them play, and it was great to
When
see them
when
on
when
that
the girls
stage
were
and stuff.
stood there and that national anthem was belting out,
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
tops.
really, really
Absolutely
cool.
tops, man.
I have to
Really
say,
cool.
the New Zealand girls looked impressive as well, didn't they?
In the first game,
Yeah. I know you're a fan of the All Blacks and stuff like that,
you
and all.
know I
These
am. I
girls,
just
these
got new.
girls were at it, weren't they?
I got some new all black gear there the other day, actually.
Mm,
Where's the Adidas spot? Oh, listen, we'll roll on.
mm,
Yeah, love it. No, I think, and I got to be honest, New Zealand's an island very similar to Ireland.
mm.
Just like we just rough it out. We're just good working class people. We're there to have a bit of fun along the way, and we play with our hearts on our sleeve.
Mm.
Lots of similarities. I know a couple of Kiwis, and they'll say, we go to Ireland, it's like going home, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
nice to see New Zealand get off to a good start, and indeed the host Australia. Obviously, it was against Ireland, but you like to see the host get off to it because that can kind of kick the tournament off on the right foot and create a good atmosphere going forward and garner a bit of interest and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, sometimes if the hosts drop off, the kind of attendance drops off a bit, and then the atmosphere tends to leave it a bit. So yeah, it was good to see that as well. But I thought second half they were brilliant. They gave a great account of themselves. They actually opened up and they went and had a go. Then I thought
Yeah,
in the first half they played with a little bit of nervousness, and they were camped in their own boxing in their own half quite a bit. Found it difficult to break out at times and stuff like that. It was a bit disjointed, but brilliant to see them play and stuff like that. Love to see the women's game developing and all. It's great.
and don't forget, there's a huge amount of pressure on those girls. You
Mm,
know, and the kind of pressure that they're the first ones. We're the trailblazers. We're the
yeah,
first ones to take that step, and they obviously wanted to go out there today. They knew Australia were going to be a tough nut to crack. Um, Obviously there was a huge bonus that Sam Kerr, one of the top women's footballers in the world, wasn't on the pitch today. She's injured now to the first 2 games. But Ireland went and weathered the storm, and they did what Irish teams always do. They were plucky, they were gutsy. They rolled the dice towards the end, almost nicked something, and they'll get better for their draw or for the defeat today. I
mm,
wouldn't at all be surprised to see them get results against Canada and Nigeria and squeak out this group. I really wouldn't. And the 1-0 loss to Australia helps that because if Australia go and score a couple of goals against Canada or Nigeria, it stands for us then later on in the round. So it's important.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take some comments before we go into it. Henry's in. How you doing, Henry? Good to see you there, my man. Big up, Darren.
Hey Henry,
What's the crack, Niall? All good, Hope you're good. And Doug is in the Dugout podcast. How are you, my friend? I was on this channel the other night. We did a preview for the Liverpool game. It was great crack. Hi, Dad. Hey, Daz. And how's it going,
hey Doug,
Daz?
hey Richie,
Good.
how are you?
Yeah, no, it was absolutely cool. It was great. Right, this is I have to say, this is one of my favourite shows that we do of the year and stuff like that. It's just a fun
Yeah,
show where we look at the kits, we get everyone's feedback in the chat, we have a bit of crack, there's a bit of banter, there's a bit of slagging, all that kind of stuff and all. And I have to say, overall opinion so far, funny enough, some of the teams haven't released some kits yet, which is kind of weird considering we're in pre-season. Second kits haven't come out and stuff like that. The other thing I'm looking at is I think some of the goalkeeping kits have been fantastic. I haven't put them up tonight, but they've actually outshone some of the actual kits themselves. A lot of the away kits are horrific. But some of the training gear is really, really nice. So we'll get into it anyway when we start. It's not in any particular order.
yeah.
So we'll give it a blast and we'll start with Arsenal and one of our favourites as always, Crystal Palace, who I think we voted last year as the nicest kit, didn't we, Palace, if I can remember
And
right?
Palace was up there, all right. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
definitely up there.
yeah,
Um, I the Arsenal home kits, it's very Arsenal, isn't it?
yeah.
It's not jumping out at me. I've seen better, I've seen worse. it's a kind of a run-of-the-mill shirt for me. Now, I got to say, this away jersey has taken some serious heat, and I absolutely love it. But you will know that because you know I'm a walking highlighter. So I loved it. I seen this and I was like, holy shit, the Arsenal jersey's unreal. I sent it to Andrew, and Andrew's like, bit of a shame in it. And I was like, absolutely. Because I mean, we're obviously manufactured by Adidas as well. And I'm going, if I look at what Arsenal have gotten and I look at what we've gotten, like they've won this fucking comfortably here, you know what I'm saying? And they really have. I would be chuffed to be pulling on that Arsenal jersey. I think it looks unreal, but I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans are not happy with it.
Yeah, I suppose with the home kit, they normally play it reasonably safe. Now, we know this one has to throw back to the Invincibles, which has been quite contentious. And we know there was an error in it earlier on and stuff like that.
That's right.
We'll forgo that kind of little error and stuff like that. But I think with Arsenal, generally with their home kits, they play it pretty safe. They don't deviate too much.
No.
The away kit, I'm not sort of for or against it. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't know if you've seen it up close, there's holes in it, and it kind of looks like a bib.
Yes, I did see it actually, would you believe?
And that bit, that
and
I don't
love
like.
that part of it as well.
Oh, you like it there as well?
yeah. Well, I feel like it's kind of almost aerated, like, do you know what I mean? It's almost basketball jersey-esque with a longer sleeve, you know? I love it. I really, really love it. Like, I know some people are going to be like, really? I genuinely love it. I think it looks awesome. I think the only time I looked at it and thought it didn't look good is when it was on Kai Havertz the other night. He was doing that MLS game thing because he was absolute dog shit. Yeah. But other than that, I thought it looked pretty well.
Although he scored a beauty this morning, didn't he? Didn't he score a nice volley that he took down this morning?
Yeah, he scored one today, yeah. Saw that all right, yeah.
Fair play. Henry saying he covered, he did the Irish game, fair play.
Good man, Henry.
And just finished the call-in show as well. Big up, make sure you're supporting Henry's channel. Daz is in. Big up, Niall Dazzler. I hope you're both well today, and you, my friend.
Thanks, Daz.
And big up, Doug and Henry. Absolutely. Lots of stuff there. Yeah, I don't know. I know you like your colours, but I thought it would have been more defined to your runner or sneaker collection, if you want to call it. I see me in that jersey there. Now, I'm not an Arsenal fan, obviously, but if I put that on me, it's not working for me. It's not working for my prototype, as they say.
I'm wearing a pair of highlighter pink shorts, and every time I step out into the front garden in them, people just stop when they're walking past and they're like, "Whoa, I'm gonna have to try and move this. Let's try and see how pink they are." Oh, you can't hang on. These are literally like a highlighter.
Morris will be on shortly now because they look orange. It's
because of the light in the room, the way it kicked. I wonder will it kick better the other way.
Now, is that because of the colour or because is that because of the colour or your banger tucked into your sock? Just saying. Henry, big up, Daz.
Thanks, Henry.
I'm doing the Lionesses game Saturday. Excellent. That's good stuff.
100%. I won't be watching that, unfortunately. I have a busy weekend ahead.
Henry, you was doing at darts today. Nice. You're going to be Darren. You're going to be at a highlight. You're going to be at the Liverpool.
Going to be at the British Open this weekend. Really looking forward to it.
I have to say, I meant to message you today on it. The video package, the vignette they did for it this morning was absolutely class. The way they delved into the history of the city and stuff and all. And
BBC Player or Sky?
I was watching it on Sky. They ran a kind of a vignette and they went through. They sort of did like a drone over the liver birds and everything and all. And they talked about everything.
I'll get a look at it.
I'll get a look at it. If I find it, I'll send you a link. But they showed all the murals around the city and all, and the Beatles, and they went into Everton and Liverpool and sports in the city and all those kinds of stuff. Awesome. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. Let's move on anyway. A club that we always loved our kits, Crystal Palace. They just knock it out of the park every year, don't they?
Well, in fairness, I wasn't ever a huge fan of the blue and white or the blue and red stripes, but in the last 2 seasons since they went to Macron, the gear has been unbelievable. Like, look at that white jersey with the baby blue sash across it. I seen them wear this the other night when they put a couple past They won 4-0 the other night, and I watched a couple of the highlights, and it just looked awesome. Like, really awesome. And then if I look at that home kit, like, I think it's, I don't know whether it's because they use the way they use the lines. You see the way, like, you have the gap between the red and the blue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it gives you that definition.
Yeah.
But, like, it just looks so clean, so fresh. The colours look awesome on it. And the second jersey as well, the away jersey, I think they've knocked it out of the ballpark with both of them, if I'm honest, man.
Yeah, the away jersey is really cool. It reminds me of a throwback to an old one of the Italian teams, like a Lazio or something like that, or one of those or something
Cool.
like that. Yeah, real
Really
old
nice.
school kind of shirt and stuff like that. And the reason I like the home one, the red and blue, because you know what it reminds me of? You know when I'm doing the thumbnails for the shows, and I'm talking about a player that might be going to one team or the other, and they do it with half
It's
and
the
half a
fade in the
jersey.
jersey. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
it's really, really cool. And that's why I'm attracted to that one as well. It's really, really cool, but they're knocking it out of the park. Henry's covering the darts. Starts is Saturday, you're saying.
Good man,
Dazzler,
Henry.
who do you think will win it, Dazzler? Who you thinking is going to win the Open?
Very early days. Very, very early days. I suppose at the start of the week, the big favourite was obviously Rory. He hasn't had a great day today. But plenty of time, plenty of good golfers. If you look at the leaderboard now, if I had to pick right now based on the leaderboard, like Tommy Fleetwood is right up there. Tommy Fleetwood's due a major. He was absolutely one of the best golfers in the world over the last few years. Had a small dip, but has been awesome. Unbelievable for that European Ryder Cup team as well. And to see Tommy Fleetwood win it in his backyard would be special, I can tell you.
Yeah, I was following Tommy. I was following Tommy's play today actually, and it was really cool as well because there was a lot of kids at it today and stuff like that. Obviously, they must do a deal on the Thursday, Friday to get the crowds in with the kids and all. And the kids were there, and every time he took a really good shot, that you just hear it in the Scouse accent, "Good lad, Tommy," and all this kind of thing and all. It was really, really cool. But the kids' Scouser accents kept on coming through and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. And yeah, he's a real. He's a real unassuming type of guy, isn't he? He's just real cool.
He's just a cool guy.
Yeah.
Well, I love some of the gear they've put on him as well. Some of the gear Nike have put on him, the chunky cardigans and stuff like that. He's just a real throwback, and he's a good guy, Tommy Fleetwood. I like him, I have to say.
They were talking about Mickelson today. Mickelson today was wearing like a kind of a cashmere jumper or something like that.
Seen it, the grey one, yeah.
One of the lads on commentary turned around and says he looks like he just got out of bed and he was wearing it all night.
It wasn't great actually.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant stuff. Next up, then we have Newcastle and we have Forest.
That green Newcastle kit is absolutely lit. Like it's
I love
phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Really is. I think the whole away jersey just looks amazing. I love the way they've worked in the little pattern, the lines, the diagonal lines, the crisscross and stuff. Just looks awesome. Not as big a fan of the home jersey. Something missing for me. There's just something missing. I don't know if it's a little splash of colour somewhere. Now, when I'm talking about little, I'm talking about a single line maybe inside that white trim around the sleeves or around the collar or something. Bit of gold even, just to kind of set it off a little bit. It looks a bit flat for me, you know?
Yeah, could do it maybe a highlight in between the bars or something. You know, the way like the Palace one is separated, the red and the blue. Maybe if they made it more defined.
If they put like a gold pinstripe up or something, you know, now that they're made of gold, you could just offset that, and it's not really one of the kits that I look at and I think, yeah, that looks great. But the away kit looks unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Really good. I think they've done a top job with that.
Yeah. Good selection of the Saudi colours as well, of course.
Yeah, listen, we're going to get more and more than that over the next few years, I imagine. Absolutely.
Forest, I like the away one, but the home one is it's a real throwback, isn't it? It's a throwback.
Yeah, they've gone minimalist on it, but it doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it. The only thing I think that could save it is if the jersey's like a certain kind of a texture, or if it's got a certain kind of a contrast in the fabric itself. But if it's just flat red like that, It's poor. It's really
Yeah.
poor. And I would be like you. I don't like generally white, but
Yeah.
I think the away jersey looks very well. Looks very well.
Do you know what the home one looks like? You know when you go away to Spain or Portugal and you go to one of the markets, and you know the way you find the jerseys, but they're not jerseys; they're actually T-shirts, and it's kind of printed into it. It kind of looks a bit like that. It's like as if they I like when they do throwbacks and they do retros, but I still like them to have a little bit of splash of 2023 or 2022 or 24 or
because that's when they're wearing them, right? So
yeah,
100%. I agree with it.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, that was my thoughts on them. But I do like the away one; looks really, really nice.
And that Newcastle kit, wow, the grain, just.
So what are we going? Are we Palace and Newcastle head to head at the moment? Pretty close. Palace away.
Well, I mean, if we look at homes and aways, right?
Yeah.
If we look at homes and aways, I'm definitely going the Palace home. So far, out of the 4 we've seen, and out of the aways, Newcastle and Palace.
Newcastle and Palace so far.
If I had to pick one, I go Palace home, Newcastle away.
Yeah, here's a slide that's going to be interesting, and I thought it would be good to put them both together.
I have thoughts on this as well, actually.
Yeah,
I have thoughts on this, and again, we haven't discussed this. I don't know how you feel about this.
Okay, do you want me to share my thoughts with you?
Well, I can share mine if you want.
Yeah, go ahead then. You give me yours first.
So I feel like we've won the home leg here, but I feel like you've won the away leg. I'm not a huge fan of your home.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. I think it's possibly the chunky white cuffs and collars. I'm not a massive fan of it.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like it because I had the original. So the original appealed to me back then and stuff like that. So I kind of that's kind of why I like it. Now listen, I've been very vocal about Nike and their kits. I think they're fucking shocking.
Well, I like and when I'm looking at it, it's just not. It's kind of like, remember I told you that Newcastle kit was a bit flat or something. It's missing something, and the home Liverpool feels like that. Now the United home,
as you said, it's kind of Forest with the cuffs and the collar.
Right, it's a little bit like that, and it's not. Whereas with the United one, I honestly think they knocked it out of the ballpark. I think with the home jersey, I love the black stripes on the sleeves. I love the black V, but it's like an athletic sort of a V. It's not a bigger, wider one. And I think the way they've chosen material and patterned through the material with the roses and stuff like that, I think looks really, really well. I've had the United jersey in my hand. I'm a huge, huge fan of it. Now,
I said to you when it came out, I thought it looked really nice. I really did like the black neck on it and stuff like that. Now what I think what I said to you at the time as well, black shorts and black socks for me would be really cool.
Yeah, and the black shorts will be the alternate if we play away from home and somebody's got a white short on, we'll go black on black, which could look awesome. Absolutely. But the white and the black it'll do all right for me now. I have to say I'm a fan of it. Now, what that thing on the other side is, I've got no idea.
Do you know what it is?
I got to be honest. That's the worst kit you've shown me so far.
Yeah, I've seen a comparison today on Twitter, and do you know what it was? It was a set of
the lines on the TV. No,
it was a set of tea towels. You know the way you buy tea towels and they're tied with the twine, and it's the green with the white, the paneling, and that was the comparison to it. That's a god awful away kit.
It's horrific.
Really is.
It's absolutely dreadful. Like it really, really is.
How much input do you reckon they have?
The team, the United themselves, none, very little. I actually watched like a small social thing that Adidas did on the home jersey. It was like a little 15-minute documentary, and it goes through the making of the home jersey, and everything on the jersey has significance, and there's reasons why, things look a certain way and why this is black and why this part is, and it's really well done. And I thought, wow, this is great. Whereas I look at that away jersey, I'm like, who the fuck thought that looked any way appealing to any fan anywhere? It looks horrific, like absolutely horrific.
And do you know the thing about it is they do tend to leak kits before they decide to kind of gauge situation and stuff like that and all. But that one, that came right out of left field. Daz was saying, Daz, what did Rory finish on today? Was it +1, was it? +1, +2? Or?
He was +2 when I seen him, but I didn't
+2.
see him finish. He 4 holes to go, so
yeah,
I was busy getting everything ready for lockdown in the house while, you know.
Over par, Daz.
Over par. Gotta say though, I love that Liverpool jersey, the away jersey. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's clever use of how they block it. They've not gone for the defined lines. They've gone for the pieces, almost like Tetris pieces, in the different colour greens and stuff. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's a whole lot cooler than what's underneath it. And that's why when I said at the start, I said, I think we've won the home, but I think you took the away leg and it's probably a draw and we're going on to the third round, so to speak, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like last year's one. Like I've been quite it hasn't sold on me at all. It's kind of Minecraft.
Was last year's your turquoisey colour?
No, last year was the disco one. Remember the white one with the
that was horrific.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That one was dreadful. This is way better than that.
Yeah.
This is way better than that for me. And again, I love the pop of colour with the green and stuff, and I love how they laid it out. I like that one now, I have to say. I think same again. Black shorts, white socks with a black trim on the top. That'd look really well. Tie it all together nicely.
We'll see. It might grow me. Daz is in talking about the Ashes. Not for me, Daz. I don't
I saw the boy. Well, I only came in. The England lad scored 189 today. 189. Unbelievable knock. And obviously England were able to get Australia out for about 300. And then when I come in there this evening, I think England were about 340 for 3. So England taking a commanding lead so far, looking to nail down the 4th test and see if we can get it to a decider, which would be awesome as well, by the way.
Big up Morris in. Mason Mount 7 full kit, Darren.
I'm not into the names and numbers unless you're like 10 or 11, Morris. So I wouldn't be going for names and numbers now, but I will certainly give young Mason my support. Looked pretty good in the first 2 games I saw him in, and when we get a few of the better players in and around him, I'll be really happy to see him in there.
Yep, no problem. Morrison again. Hello, Mr. Baker. Big up, fellas. Yo.
Maurizio.
My young fella has the neon green Arsenal one since last month. He loves it.
I think it's great, Morris. I talked about it earlier. I think it's unreal.
Rory finished par. He finished level par, did he?
He's done well because he was 2 over with like 4 to go. So got a birdie
on the last after being in the greenside bunker. Love it.
See what happens when you can hit the ball 350 yards. It makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the amateur knocking it out of the park? See him 6'8" he is.
Sick. Did you see him in the bunker with his leg out of it?
Yeah.
I just seen a little. I was like, what the fuck?
He was like the giraffe out of Madagascar or something, wasn't he? I don't know what he was like.
Myself and Andrew played links golf. Well, I've played links before, obviously, but Andrew hadn't played links up until a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we went out to play some links golf, and obviously links golf's quite different. The bunkers are laid out differently and blah blah. And where we played, he had to climb down steps to get into one of the bunkers. Now he plays parkland golf, right, where the sand is nearly level with the lip.
These are the ones with the railway sleepers in them.
There was no railway sleeper in it, but it was dug out that you had to go down steps to get into it and play your shot. And as he's walking into it, he looks back and he's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, throw us down a rope, Dad.
And I'm like, listen, I told you, it's easier to hit the green, pal. Like, don't be at this shit, you know. Gotta give him a little shout out. He had a match today. He in the club match play. So he's won 2 rounds and he had a match then today. And he's been like every round he's just been sneaking in.
Nice.
For the second time in 3 rounds, 2 down with 3 to go, and he won on the 18th.
Nice.
116 and 17 and nicked 18 to win it. Get in there, son.
That's what you want. Did you ever play the European club down in Britis?
It's up there with the toughest golf course I've ever played.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
I won a captain's day down there one day.
I played down there one day. We played an open, myself and a guy called Frank Melia. Frank's a really good golfer. We were both members of the Hout at this stage. and I seen Frank shoot, I'm gonna say 1 over on it from the back stakes. I've never seen anyone drive the ball like this in my life because the European club is as tight as a nun's knickers, right?
Yeah.
And he drove the ball down the middle of every single fair. He shot 73 off the back sticks, won the competition by about 5. And I was marking the card and I was like, Frank, this is like a fucking exhibition, pal. Will you go easy on me here? Jesus Christ.
Some and
Wow.
the rough in the middle of the fairway at the landing zone. It's mad, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
You can
Really tough track.
You can stitch a drive 300 yards and be in the rough in the middle of the fairway. It's madness. Yeah, great spot down there.
Really tough golf course, man. Gotta say, it's up there because it's one of those ones that a lot of people, when they come, the Yanks come and they go, we want to go to Ballybunion, we want to go to Port Marnock, we want to go here, and the first two names that always come to my lips are, did you go to the European Club? And did you go to the island out in Donna Bay? And if you haven't been to either of them, don't talk to me about Links golf courses because they are two absolute tracks.
Tiger and Lyman used to use it as practice when they were coming over for the Opens.
Yeah.
They used to shut down the European Club and the boys would arrive in the helicopters.
Hard out life, innit? We can't get a bleeding tea time, huh?
No, lucky to get off the M50 for food. Yeah. Yeah, what you think of these two? Sheffield United, Brentford, I should say. With that lovely Hollywood bed on it. And then, of course, I thought I'd use this image on the other side with the manager.
Just because you won't see him for a while.
Yeah, just on the bed on the jersey, What do you think of these?
First time seeing the Brentford one, actually.
Yeah.
Not as big a fan of that Brentford as I was last year's Brentford.
Yeah.
Again, it's red my stripes. There's not lots you can do with it. I see what they've tried to do with the darker shadows and the darker colours and stuff like that to accentuate certain parts of it, but it's kind of, it's run of the mill for me. It doesn't look great. Although saying that, I think they've done a much better job with the away jersey. I think the away looks really well. I think that lighter, paler blue and the navy shorts looks very, very well. Really do like the away. Don't like the home. It's not terrible, but it's just not jumping out at me.
I think with the home one, the fact that the badge is across two panels and the actual the make. I don't know what's their one. Is there one Umbro or something like that? Is it?
It's Umbro, yeah.
Yeah, it's the fact that the Umbro is in between two panels as well. Just kind of throws me off a bit.
Yeah, because if we reference it with the Brighton away jersey, look at how well the Brighton looks. Because of the crest being in the green strip and the Nike swoosh being in the green strip, which means you get plain black strips and then you get your pops of colour with your crest and your things. I think if they'd have done that, it'd look way better.
Yeah, I think maybe with the Brentford one, maybe they could have put the crest maybe in the middle white panel or something, under the neck or something. Or
no, you could have only done what Brighton did, which was put it in the two red ones.
Yeah. But it'd look weird, wouldn't it? Because it'd be so narrow, maybe. But then, as you said, it works with the Brighton.
It sure does. And you know what? I think that Brighton will look really well, man. The black and green.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice
I think it looks really well. And I gotta say, I think the home one looks pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I think that Nike. Now we talk about Nike not maybe doing such a good job with the Liverpool one. I think they've done really well for Brighton here. Really do. Yeah. I like both of them.
Henry's saying, I quite like the Brighton away shirt better than her away shirt. Can we trade?
Yeah, I don't mind your away one now, Henry. And I got to say, if you're looking at away jerseys, look no further than ours. Ours is as bad as it's going to get in the league, I would think. I don't envisage, seeing much worse than what we've got out there at the minute.
We shall see. I like Evan in that one as well, isn't it? Cool. I had to use Evan's image.
It's nice that they've given him a platform. They understand he's a big draw now. They understand the eyes of the world are on him. And he's going to be, this kid's going to be highly sought after in 18 months' time, I feel.
Yeah.
I think if Brighton can hang on to him next summer, they'll have done a good job because I reckon this could be a huge season for Evan Ferguson.
Him and the boy, Matoma, is it? Is he still there as well? Matoma?
Yeah, Matoma's still hanging in there for now.
Yeah. But it'd be interesting. Yeah, but it's cool they put Evan out there. That's really cool. I like that.
Sure is.
Panoff's in the building. Big up, Panoff. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Let's go on to the next one. This is where we kind of get into we don't have all the kits yet. I think we have them for these though. These two, I think we have, but I think we're coming into a few slides now where we're getting singles. The Chelsea one generated much debate in our WhatsApp group, as far as
Sure
I know.
did.
We floated from the Sports Direct sale rail to a Sondago top to various other comments. Give me your thoughts on it. The away one to me looks. I really like the away one.
I gotta say, the away one looks unbelievable. Like the away one possibly trumps everything else I've seen so far, home or away. That is right up there with the absolute best. If it's not the best, it's sharing the spot with that green Newcastle jersey. But I love, hey Panov, I love the Chelsea away jersey. I think the home jersey is dreadful. I said this previously. It looks like, as you said, the Sports Direct sale rail. It just looks like something cheap and cheerful that you're going to stick on your kid going out to do the summer camp with the five-a-side, with the sun cream rolling down it, where he's dribbling his blackcurrant on it. You're going, doesn't matter, I'm throwing it out on Friday anyway. It doesn't look good. It really doesn't like.
Morris, can't wait to see Poch losing and all these kids. Laugh out loud, Morris. Absolutely. Good one, lads. Nice one. Yeah, look, it's just it's I don't know. Again, it's a throwback and stuff like that, but I mean, it's.
I know it has significance and stuff like that, and even when I heard the significance, I kind of thought, you're celebrating a fucking cup winners' cup. Are you actually are we celebrating mediocrity now? That's worse than celebrating getting a top four spot. Celebrating a cup winners' cup. Come on now, lads. Jesus Christ, get over yourselves, will you? For fuck's sake.
I have to say though, I did like the Cup Winners' Cup. I did like it because I thought it was cool the way all the cup winners went into a cup to play against each other.
Well, the cup winners are the lads that finished second in the cup to the league winners when they were in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of separation. Cup winners over there, Champions League over there, everybody in the middle and fucking here. But they fucked that up as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loving that Bournemouth away jersey. Loving that.
Yeah.
That looks well.
What does it remind me of? It reminds me, did we have... I'm trying to think now, that one, with the clear sleeves and the panel down the front and stuff and all, like it
looks well now, I have to say.
Did we see a jersey like that in the Cricket World Cup? Do you know?
Not sure. I'm not sure.
It's thrown me to something anyway. So, but it looks.
I like it. I think it looks well. I see they've used the waves, and obviously Bournemouth being a seaside town and stuff like that, they've gone for waves and the impact it's had and stuff like that.
The only thing I say, the design is similar to what they used on our white jersey last year. It's very similar. That's the only thing.
I don't think it's as similar as you think.
Yeah. Because
they're actual waves. If you screenshot all the way into that, it's very clear to me that they're waves. Where your away jersey last year, it was very clear someone had taken a lot of fucking acid.
Yeah, it's like the horizontal version of our vertical.
It's like the horizontal version of our vertical.
Because ours were waving, ours were going up the jersey. Remember ours were kind of going up the
jersey.
But
yours were like... I've had too many tablets, I'm blurred, and the whole thing is fucking...
Like a forgettable weekend in Amsterdam. Now, the home one, I have to say, this is where, like, the badges on the panel, the manufacturer is in the panel, and everything just looks like it sits nice on the red and black.
Very clean. Yeah, I think they've done a good job of it. Absolutely. Yeah. I actually think they've done home and away there pretty well. Yeah. I think as combos go... It's certainly up there with the better combos, because I think if we look at them all on the whole, like we're looking and going, love that, don't like that. So to get two where as a fan you can go, I'd wear either of those, happy days. Like I can't say that. I know I can't say that because our away jersey. But I think if you're a Bournemouth fan and you look at those, you can go, do you know what? I have a choice here. I can actually wear that home one or that away one. So life is nice and easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Good shit.
We'd obviously be wearing the home one because of the vertical stripes. They do better things for us than the waves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. dark as dark can be for me anyway, that's for sure. Here's a couple of I do like the West Ham one because it's a throwback, but it's a throwback still with a modern kind of kick to it. So I like it because the sleeves aren't exactly clean cut on the West Ham one. They're still at a kind of an angle if you look at the cut on it, which looks pretty cool, I think.
Yeah,
And of course, we're big fans of Jared Bowen anyway, so we would like that jersey anyway. I think the Wolves one is absolute quality, I have to
I
say.
think it's awesome.
Yeah,
And something I'm going to tell you, because I failed to mention it earlier on. Brody is doing the FAI camps this week.
okay.
He's doing a specific goalkeeper camp in Malahide United.
Yeah,
And when you sign up, you get gear as part of your package, you know?
yeah.
So he was due to get a training top and he was due to get a quarter zip. Now, Ireland have obviously changed manufacturers and we've gone from Umbro to Castor. Well, I have to tell you, the gear he got is absolute smoke. Like, it
Yeah.
looks unbelievable. He wears it every day, and my good wife washes it in the evening and then has it dry for him in the morning because he's wearing the same kit all week. But it's like a light blue training top, Castor, the FAI badges across it, and the whole thing here looks unreal. And then the contrast to the lighter blue, it's almost a city color blue, the top, yeah. And then the outside of it is a much darker blue, like a much richer sort of like a royal blue. And the lighter blue sits under the quarter zip. The
Yeah.
quality is fabulous. The cuts and the fits are really, really good. Gotta say, Castor really coming to the forefront with the gear they're making. The stuff the lads got was top drawer, gotta say.
Yeah. What are you thinking on the Hammers one?
I'm not sold on it. Again, I feel like it's missing something. I don't know what it's missing, but I feel like it's missing a little bit. But I'm 100% with you. I think that Wolves kit looks unbelievable. I think Spurs are a little bit unlucky. White's a shit colour for a jersey. It just makes life difficult for you because there's so little you can do with it. It's classic looking. It looks fine. I never ever see a Spurs jersey and think, "Oh my god, that's amazing." Other than their away kits and stuff like that. So it is what it is. And I think the City jersey is absolutely horrendous looking.
Yeah.
Absolutely dreadful. I
Yeah, I
think
don't like
I think they've gone too light with the blue, and then with the white and the blue, the colours don't. Nothing pops. It all looks like it merges, and I think the V neck looks absolute dog shit on it as well. And if you
yeah.
throw into the fact that the boy Mahrez is fucking off somewhere else as well, I think it just kills the whole shooting match for me.
and if the others got an offer from Saudi, they might go as well. The one with the Kane one is weird that they have the sleeves, but they don't have the neck, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think White's difficult to work with at times, man.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the United jersey, right, and I'm obviously a United fan, so this is the reason I'm looking at it. You see the way the roses are embedded in the jersey, but it still creates a pattern that you can see visible in the red without changing the colour.
Yeah.
That's very difficult with white.
Yeah. It
Like
just
if we
it blanks
spun
out, yeah.
those roses into that white Spurs jersey in white, you wouldn't see
Yeah.
a part of it.
No. Or actually,
You know,
believe it or not, there is a design going through it, believe it or not.
there you go.
So there you
That'll
go.
tell you how. You know what
That'll
I'm
tell
saying?
you. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I didn't put
Really
the
cool.
away jersey in because it hasn't released yet, I think. Unless it released in the last few days. But I did get a preview for it now. And it kind of looks like a kind of a navy Ollie Campbell rugby shirt after playing 80 minutes.
Who's Ollie Campbell?
Who played rugby for Ireland in the 80s.
Oh, right, you took me out there.
It's like an old style rugby shirt with a heavy. It looks really heavy as well. It looks like, remember they used to do the old training tops years ago with the collars on them, the pullover ones.
Right.
Those ones. It's like that. It's just so weird. It's a million miles away.
I
from
can hear
anything
Tottenham fans getting excited as we speak.
I wouldn't be getting excited. It's horrific.
Doesn't sound great.
He looks so happy there as well, doesn't he? Modeling the jersey, I have to say.
Can you imagine that phone call?
Yeah.
Harry, Daniel Levy. Harry, I'd like you to go down and do the media for the New Jersey and all the promotional stuff. But Daniel, I won't be wearing your jersey this season because you're fucking shy. Well, unfortunately, Harry, nobody's going to pay the amount of the obscene amount of money that I want for you, which means you're going to fucking stay here for the year.
Do you know what?
Whatever.
Do you know what I laughed at the other day as well? I read the article about Marco Silva not signing his new contract at Fulham. Then I seen it came out today. Did you see? Off the Saudi, 40 million over 2 years. Damn right he didn't sign it.
They're ready to. The Saudi lads are ready to meet his release clause.
Yeah.
Because he still has time left on the deal.
Yeah.
So they've got to pay his release clause now. I don't know what that is. That's huge upheaval for Fulham.
Yeah.
You know, like you're talking July, you're 6 weeks out from the league kicking off.
You remember they're getting it 6 weeks. We're 4 weeks out.
We're
4 weeks out. 4 weeks.
4 weeks out, and you're looking at your manager walking out the door. Like, do you know what I mean? That's absolutely. And the boy Mitrovic heading. This is fucking hell, man.
What was that about yesterday, was it? I'm happy to go on the tour to the US, but I will never kick a ball for this club again. So I'll take the holiday.
Do you know what this is like? This is like some typical AEW shit all over again. Yeah. You know, nothing about pro wrestling, Tony Khan, and you know, even less about football, you absolute mongoloid. If Morris is still in the chat, Morris knows how much I go for it with this AEW stuff. There was a picture of Tony Khan last week on one of the socials, and it said, describe this man in 2 words. Here we go. Look, I don't know if Luton Bogman, he looks very marketable. Right on. I think it was Tony Khan, and it said, describe him in 2 words, and I wrote, deluded midget. And Morris was the first person underneath it to write something. And then there was another one last night, and someone else asked about something else, and it was about AEW. And I was like, lads, what are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
Maybe Spurs could put some trophies above the badge to spice it up on that way. Love it. That wouldn't bother me, Niall or Dazzler. Yeah, absolutely. They can exit left. I will pack their bags. Absolutely. I don't know. It's crazy times of Fulham at the moment. And then the neck to 170 or 80 million for Palhinha. Oh, I'll tell you.
Well, is that what they're looking for, or is the issue now they know West Ham are loaded after the Declan Rice deal?
Well, see, we're interested in him as well with that good Fabinho and Hendo money.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, listen, the kid's worth 60 million all day long. All day long.
In the current market, yeah.
Based on what he did in the league last year, 60 million for that lad Palhinha was a smashing deal. But don't be coming near me with 75s and 80s. Like, you know, fucking hell. I gotta say, I'm a fan of the Fulham one.
Yeah, it's nice.
Really nice.
Timing is everything, isn't it?
Is the bottom left John Cena?
The bottom left was parts unknown. Yeah, I seen an Instagram video today of a guy getting a wrestling tattoo, and your man had the John Cena sketch done out, and he had the picture on the other side. And when he wiped off the foam, the arm was just blank. It was brilliant, so good. Oh Jesus!
There's some. I do like the Fulham one there. I got to be honest. I think the Everton looks absolutely dreadful.
Here's a question from Henry. Do you think clubs to be allowed into the Prem if their grounds are not up to scratch?
Well, we know they're not allowed in the Prem if their grounds up to scratch. That's why Luton are doing the work on it. And that's why they asked for the fixture to be reversed.
Yeah, that's why.
So they have to meet standards and criteria or they won't be allowed in. So they're rules anyway, Henry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? What were they saying as well? They were talking about the council. About 400 grand's worth of safety work had to be done as well and stuff like that and all. I think that's what they were talking about.
Huge undertaking. You know, especially when you only go through via the playoffs. Like, I mean, I imagine this ground has been worked on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Somebody's there doing something to it because there's so much needs to be done. It'll be basic, But once it reaches the standards that the Premier League set out, it'll be ready. And listen, don't forget, they'll make some sort of a noise in it next season. It'll be absolutely rocking. I'll put money down on the table now to say they'll be at least one of the top 6 teams from last season at Kenilworth Road. At least one of them.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll have money with anybody that wants that.
Yeah, they're a big physical enough team as well, aren't they? So they'll
sure are. Pop the ball about.
Sure.
Yeah, look after themselves. No one's gonna like going there.
What's the solution if that doesn't happen? I don't know. Has there ever been a case where it's happened and the teams got promoted, but they just didn't have the readies to do? What do they do then? Do they have to ground share or something, or what way does it?
No, didn't happen. I'm pretty sure this happened. I'm gonna cast my mind back. You ready for this now? This is how encyclopedic I can go here, right? I think we're talking old Division 3, right?
Okay.
And I think we're talking, because you remember the girl Helen Chamberlain on Saturday on Soccer AM was a big Torquay fan. Hell's Bells was a big Torquay fan. And from what I remember, Torquay got relegated to the National League and Stevenage won the spot in the 3rd Division. And Torquay didn't get relegated because Stevenage couldn't get the ground up to scratch.
Okay, interesting.
Now, that's from memory, I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure that's legitimate. But if anyone wants to check it out and pull me up on it, feel free. They don't call me CFAX or nothing.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Morris in the comments. Tony can go F himself. No Wembley passes for me and no interviews granted. Great to be in the AEW media team. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's called a scrum, Morris. What you have to do is to beat the living piss out of about 47 other yokels before they leave and let you in the fucking room.
And make sure you're in the right position to take a water bottle to the head and everything.
Did you see that abomination? That's all I can call it. I can only call it an abomination. What in fuck's name was that?
Great shot by Jericho.
What was that thing in the 2-sided ring, the blood and guts thing, with the bed of nails and the fucking what the fuck is that? Oh, I know. Like, oh my! This is literally right. When you're looking at stuff like that, you're looking at the indie stuff, like mass transit and stuff like that. That's the type of shit you're watching there with a bigger crowd.
Did you watch Abdullah the Butcher yet? The Dark Side?
No, haven't seen any of the Dark Sides yet.
Very tough.
Looking forward to them because I've watched some of it. It's been amazing.
That one's very tough. I don't know if you've seen as well. I think I got a clip yesterday. Daz can tell me in the comments. I don't know because I wasn't watching it fully. But I think Ibushi was on AEW last night, and I think the match had ended, and they went off air, and I think a fan recorded it, and there was thumbtacks in the ring, and the match was finished and all. They gone off air, and I think he went over and he back bumped into the tax anyway, of his own volition. I don't get it. It's crazy. I think that's what I view with anyone. Now, if anyone's seen it last night, they can correct me in the comments. But from what I can say, the match was done, TV had ended, and this was on a fan's phone, I think it was. He walked over to where the tax were, and he just back bumped into the tax for no reason whatsoever. I'm
looking at these guys going, what is fucking wrong with you people? Like, when you look at someone like Daniel Bryan, right, and you go back and you remember the conversation with Vince, and he's like, I want to bleed, and Vince is like, well, off you go somewhere else. Tony Khan must have been sitting in a storeroom somewhere, rubbing his hands together, going, you want to bleed, kid? I can make you bleed. What the actual fuck? Like, where's your storytelling? We didn't see an ounce of blood from an Uso or from an Anoy in the bloodline, right? And they told one of the best stories ever been told in wrestling history, and we did have a shade of blood. You have 10 blokes in a bleeding in a cage that looks like something they stick around the towers in Ballymun, right? They've a bed of fucking rubber nails, and then they've got fucking like, what the fuck is this, man? Tony
While you
Khan,
watch, while you watch that
hang
Abdullah,
your head.
when you get a chance, watch that Abdullah the Butcher episode that was on last night. Good Lord, if that's your slant on it, my God. Acers is in. Klopp was saying that Luis Diaz is worth 100 million, not 50. That Saudi Arabia are offering. He's absolutely correct. And I tell you, if they came in and offered 100 million, we might just take it. That's the scary thing.
You might need it for another couple of midfielders.
Yeah, the way things are going, cap in hand.
Jesus.
It would be the same for the National League into the Football League. Yeah, absolutely, Henry. Spot on. Morris is in. Similar size to Bournemouth. Can't wait to see it. I'd say it will be Spurs Luton beat, Darren. Imagine.
Well, now, Morris, don't forget that first night, that first Premier League night in that good community stadium at Brentford on the Friday night football. They did a serious job on your boys, Morris. Don't forget. Sergio Cañas. They ripped your new boys a new arsehole that night, huh? So you never know who it might be.
Yeah. What do you think of Mike Dean's new role going on Soccer Saturday?
I think it'll be comedy gold.
Yeah.
I think it'll be absolute comedy gold because, listen, the man's a laughing stock, really. He's going to come out with some absolute howlers. He really is. And I'm sure they're going to question him on decisions that he's called himself previously and go, well, Mike, I know you think this one's a penalty, but have a look at this one. And they're going to show him footage of something that's gone on, and he's just going to, I think it's going to be very good.
This is going to be like Bullseye, isn't it? Here's what you could.
Yeah.
Here's what you could have won.
I thought you were going to say that the Bullseye is going to be on poor old Mike. He's going to take shots from everywhere. He's going to think Tony Khan is after putting him in this studio, and he's there to take chair shot after back bump into the tax and everything else in between.
Yeah, they have a bus there waiting for him to throw him under it and stuff like that. Yeah, like if the lad only had went down there, that would have solidified the penalty decision there and all. This is what he's going to be coming out. We can read it. Look, it's coming. I don't know, Daz. I think Soccer Saturday, the way it's evolving and all and stuff like that, it's very strange as well. The man, what's his name? Simon Howard going in as the host for Jeff Stelling. Is it Simon Howard? Is that his name? Yeah, I think it's Simon Howard is his name. Yeah, going in. So
I've missed that somewhere. I do see that Jeff has taken over the Laura Woods spot though. In the morning times at TalkSport.
Yeah,
which is nice. Which gives him the weekends off then. And he'll go do his Monday to Friday gig. Everyone will still get to stay in touch with Jeff because Jeff's a great guy. And then it'll give him a Saturdays and Sundays off that he can tip around, watch a bit of Hartlepool, play a bit of golf, and bring his missus somewhere. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah. Miss Laura though.
Yeah, but not as much as Kate Abdo.
No.
Oh, it's at times when I see people like Kate Abdo and I look up to the roof and I go, there is a God after all.
Most Japanese people sleep on bed of nails and back piano relief.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Acers. You're not wrong.
Acers on fire.
Who knew someone was going to say, it's good to have you in the comments, Acers?
Yeah, absolutely. Big up, Daz. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was back bumping on tax when the match was finished. I don't know. It's just, oh, God. Maybe they're paid by each tack that gets pulled out of their back or something like that. That's exactly what happened, Niall. Ridiculous, yeah. Morris sent me a video as well. I don't know, did I send it on to you about the other guy in TNA stapling your man's lips together with a staple gun? Crazy stuff.
God almighty. What is wrong with these people?
Richie's in. David Benwell signing for AEW. Jesus, is he going to get to use the music?
I see. If he uses the music, I might watch. How often? Hang on. No, hang on. Hang on.
He's the cut of the owl lad as well.
Oh my God, he's the cut. Here's a question for you: do you have the music in any of your playlists?
I have it in all my playlists.
What a tune! What a tune! Even I love a bit of music, and Alexa can do certain things for me here. I wonder, can I? Alexa, play Cody Rhodes' theme song.
Just be careful, you get us taken down.
Golf Love by Sans Comics.
No. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. But I do play Cody in the house, But then if I go into the shower rant like that, sometimes I'll bring the phone, I'll put the playlist on. and you can hear the kids walking out down the hallway.
Are they not in hiding under the beds with the missus?
I'm going for a shower. If everybody's not out of this place by the time I get out, you're done for.
Sometimes I look back at the video for the song and I think, should we not have known?
100%.
You know?
Never a truer word spoken. Oh
Absolutely.
my God.
That'll be interesting though if he signed for it. Jesus, there, side, you know. Would you be allowed to say if he comes out to the music that you popped for it? Or would that be awful? That would be awful, wouldn't it? You couldn't say that. You couldn't.
Depends which it depends which of the Facebook pages you're on. Because have you seen some of the pages? Some of them like pay homage to Chris Benoit, and some of them are like, let's dig him up and bury him again and all, and fucking, you're like, lads, you want to lay off the bleeding gear, it's bad for you. The Yanks are off their rocker, God bless them.
Yeah, absolutely. Morris is on. Val Venus said today that his incident with Katie Day chopping off his pee-pee was
Coy and Toy.
Or sorry, Coy and Toy, I should have said, sorry. Chopping off his pee-pee was the greatest cliffhanger in TV history.
Remember, Val? And he was come out with the tell, hello, ladies. Deadly. Quality. Quality. I love
Henry's
it.
in. Pundred Dean. Yeah, Pundred Dean.
Putrid.
Oh, Putrid Dean, sorry. Jeez, I'm all over the place today. Now back to football. Sorry.
All right,
I thought you would have liked that bit of wrestling. I got called Gandalf today. Is there any resemblance between me and Gandalf? This is the lad out of Lord of the Rings, is it? Stop, Henry. Henry, you tell us what you think, because what you think is what's most important.
That's a fucking belter.
That was random, wasn't it?
It's a great show. It's a great show.
Henry, tell us what the context was. I'd love to know what the context was to that.
That is, oh my God, that's a belter of a show.
Jeez, Henry, great
Jesus,
show,
Henry.
there. Jesus. Actually, the fella that's replacing Jeff is very good, I presume. He's been through a lot of personal problems too, so happy for him. Very good.
Now, like, are we talking Mason Mount, Benjamin Mendy, and Ryan Giggs personal stuff, or what are we talking here? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, just inquiring for a solicitor. Henry, end of an era with Jeff. Love the guy, yeah, absolutely. But we have him on TalkSport, so at least he's not.
I tell you what, talk about bad jerseys. The Lorient one that Benjamin Mendy has on in the picture. What a bad jersey! Oh my God!
I don't know. Do you know the only thing I thought about it? Orange is the new black.
And when I seen it, I went, they're sticking him in a bleeding jumpsuit. What's the fucking story with this? They're going to stick a set of chains around the bloke as well here. This is fucking terrible.
I was going to go back in and double check that it was not guilty.
On the back of it, convict number 691242.
Abyss.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Richie's in. I like that jersey on the top left. The top left was the Fulham one. Yeah, good shout.
Yeah.
He wants to use the name too, David Benoit. Oh, that's his name, isn't it?
I think you'd have to keep the legacy going.
Well, a certain part of the legacy, not all of it.
I'm fucking going to hell, I really am.
Yeah. He wants to be called Chris. Stop now. Stop. We're not going there. Big up, lads. Big up, Carvo. Good to see you. Carvo,
hey,
what do you think your jersey? Let's bring up the jersey for Carvo.
Carvo, I'm a firm believer that your away jersey is possibly one of the top 2 or 3 jerseys in the league. I know what it signifies, and I know, the money in Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. But are you a fan of the green, Corvo? Because as an opposition fan, I think that green looks fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome, man. Let us know what you think in the comments, pal.
Yeah, and what do you think of your home one? What do you think of the home one that we weren't?
Not a massive fan, but if Corvo missed out, I was bigging up Castor because they've just started doing the Ireland kit, and my little lad got some stuff this week, and the quality of the Castor stuff is really good, Corvo. So I can highly recommend it for you, pal.
Henry needs a new voice box. I need a new voice box. My throat is gone at the moment because of my hairstyle and my beard. Yeah. It's
a serious show, Henry. I'm not gonna lie, pal.
Yeah, it's not what they would call a stretch in these parts.
No, it's certainly
Uh,
not.
Not a stretch. I think he used to present Blue Peter, the new guy taking over from Jeff.
Jeez, I don't know. There's a few of them Blue Peter lads have a bit of a checkered past, isn't there?
Yeah, you have to be
Fucking
careful
hell.
if you got one of those badges plus those Jim will fix it medals. You have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Carver's in. I like our home jersey. The away one is rotten. Really?
What?
Now that's the opposite to us.
Oh man,
That's the
we're not
opposite.
huge fans of the home Corvo, but I think that away jersey is absolutely filthy beautiful.
Yeah, stinks of
Corvo,
wealth,
is it?
doesn't it? Stinks of
Corvo,
wealth.
is the reason you don't like it the significance of the green, as in, you know, you feel like it's the owners in Saudi Arabia kind of taking a bit of a grip on the club, or do you just not like the green? I'm not necessarily seeing it from this is Saudi Arabia trying to take over. I'm just looking at that green thinking, oh my God, that looks
The design is
unreal.
nice.
Like, look at that jersey, right? In theory, I could pop out on a Sunday afternoon with that on, pair of black skinny jeans, pair of kicks, and I wouldn't look out of place down, you know, somewhere half decent. Whereas a lot of those other jerseys, I'd be like, look at the fucking status. I can't just wear this thing out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Henry's in. Simon Thomas. Sorry, Simon Thomas didn't do Blue Peter, does. No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be. I think there's probably an age discrepancy there, isn't there? So how long is Blue Peter's hardly still going? Is it, or did it, or that's years ago, isn't it? Or am I out of touch?
I think it went off the screens when your man started to put his hand near the dog. I don't know. I'm not sure, but
You have to be careful you don't get bitten, you know. I'm going all out, folks, and have
do you
decided to
know?
grow my
Sorry,
beard.
do you know what we saw on the way home earlier? And I have to be careful how I word this. So we were on the way home from Rosanna's sisters. I'm driving. She's in the passenger seat. 2 kids are in the back of the car, and she's on the phone. And we're going past what we would describe here on the north side as a halting site. And there's a horse tied up out the front of the halting site, and there's a dog. Now the dog seems to want to get in the horse's space, and as it does, the horse picks up its legs and kicks the dog in the chops and knocks him about 4 feet across the road. He lifts his back left leg and just goes ba-dump and gives him a smack in the back in the side of the chops and sends the dog on it. So the dog was like, boing. I thought he was playing with bleeding LeBron James the way he bounced up off the ground and helped the dog.
That was mad.
Oh,
Yeah,
my missus on the phone. She's trying to have a conversation, and she's like, "Did I just see that horse kick that dog?" I said, "You fucking did." And the kids in the back seat are wetting themselves.
Did I tell you I was driving up onto the motorway last Saturday? I was going out for a bit of lunch with Hillary, and we were coming out under the bridge up onto the motorway. And the next thing, this big huge either hawk or eagle or whatever it was came flying down into the ditch to grab either a rat or a mouse or a rabbit or whatever it was. And when he went to take off, he couldn't get up quick enough, and he clattered off the side of our car as we were going by him. Hopped off the car. Now I'm not joking. It was like a deer had hit it. It was crazy, man. And this was big. Now this lad came down. This was like reruns of Jurassic Park when the birds get free or the pterodactyls or something like that. You know, I was thinking, oh Jesus Christ! Imagine if it was a raptor chasing us or something. Good Lord. Yeah, it's nice lunch though. Morris, he lost his wife to blood cancer a few years back. Very sad.
All right, Morris, I feel bad now. Fucking hell, Jesus. I only wanted to have a bit of crack, Morris. Like, you fucking killed it on me, pal. Jesus, wept.
Mattel Figure Elite are releasing a collector's edition of 40-year anniversary of Hulk Hogan for WrestleMania 40 collection in March.
Seen it. It's the triple pack.
Yeah, we've seen it already.
I've sent the pictures already.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. So what are we going with? What are we picking as the top jersey, and what are we picking as the worst jersey?
I've got 2 for the top jersey. I'm gonna give it to Newcastle away and Chelsea away.
Newcastle away, Chelsea away. Okay.
And the 2 worst jerseys, I'm gonna give to Chelsea home and United away.
Chelsea home, United away. Yeah, I'll agree on that.
So Chelsea one either side, one cracker from Chelsea and one absolute, you know, and then Newcastle with a sparkler and United with absolute dog shit.
I can't forgo that Wolves jersey. I like it.
You going with that one?
I think I'm gonna put the Wolves one in there, and I'm gonna go with the Palace away
as your favourites.
as my favourites, and
And the worst two,
I'm going to agree with you on the worst two.
Chelsea and United.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they were just.
I agree.
Yeah, just. Normally I'd put Everton in there just by default, but no, we found a little.
Does it look even worse? Because can you just scroll back to the Everton for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Does it look even worse because Tarkovsky's an absolute mutant? Like, look at the size of them ears. He looks like the fucking FA Cup. Like, what the actual Jesus is going on there? That James Tarkovsky's ears could be the closest Evertonians are going to get to a trophy this season. Them things are like fucking the FA Cup, man. They are horrific.
The only thing I would say is I don't think I'd fancy getting into a knock with him.
I don't mind.
I'd say he could handle himself in a knock.
I've no doubt he can handle himself, but like I'm not backing down. I'll bite them ears off. Be like bleeding lunch.
Imagine. Acers is in worst jersey are Liverpool away and Man United away and Arsenal away. Two of which Darren you loved and one that you hated, which was your own one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, interesting. Henry, okay. Daz, what do you think of the new Ray figures coming out and Kane?
Which ones are they now?
There'll just be so many Ray and Kane
because figures. Between, I'd say I've seen 100 releases between in the last 24 hours from San Diego Comic-Con. I reckon I've seen 100. I was able to procure myself something today, Noel.
Go on.
Was able to procure myself a Royal Rumble Johnny Knoxville Funko Pop. Nice. One per household. So numbers are very low on it. A lot of people said they didn't get it. It was a limited time only. It was $15.99. Then there was like $5.95 in taxes, and then there was like $5.99 in delivery. I think it's going to cost me about $26 altogether, and I got it delivered to the address in America because obviously I'll be there in 4 weeks. I'll have it then, and I can bring it home with me. But cool little figure, but might be highly sought after. It might be one to try and get your hands on if you're looking to increase in value.
Acers, best kit are United home and City home.
I like the United home. I'm not sold on the City though, I have to say. Really not.
Yeah. I wouldn't wipe my hole with that Everton home shirt.
I agree with you, Corvo. I think it looks dreadful. And I think it looks even worse having it on a fucking trophy.
The Arsenal away is a shite shirt.
I think it's nice, Henry. I got to be honest.
Here James flies with Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus. I like that one, not Morris.
Corvo, I would burn it. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Crazy that Benoit wasn't even mentioned on AEW when they were in Canada.
Was it though?
Is it that much of a stretch?
Like, considering what people watched in that blood and guts match, is it a stretch? Like, oh my God. Well, surely to God, John Moxley comes backstage after something like that and glances across the room at the TV and sees his two Shield brethren with heavyweight titles on them and just thinks, what am I doing in this fucking shithole?
Well, the rumor is they were never that close.
He's an oddball, though.
But that's for a Cole Cabana podcast, isn't it, really?
He's an oddball, man. Did I see a snippet of something? Was it him and Eddie Kingston? And Renee stood in between the two of them and was like slapping them as if to say, hey, boys. And I was like, it was a backstage segment. And I'm like, oh, lads, this is dreadful. My God.
Acers is in. City Home Kit is 20-year anniversary of the Etihad
Looks
Stadium.
very similar to the one that Aguero got that goal in. You remember the Martin Tyler? Aguero! Looks very similar like that. Looks like a shit jersey for me. Got to be honest, hands up. Not just because it's City. Listen, I call my own jersey the worst in the league, so I just don't think the City one looks great.
You could never forgive them for that goal either.
Do you know what my problem was? Because I watched that live, obviously. We beat Sunderland 1-0 and we're hanging on. And Paddy fucking Kenny is playing in goal for QPR, right? And every time they get the ball, they kick it to Joe Hart so he can start the next wave of City attacks. And you're like,
Yeah, they
is
didn't
anyone
shut
even
it down. Didn't
like
shut it down.
is anyone even going to try and keep control of the fucking ball
Yeah,
or
get the
knock it
ball and
about?
bring it into the corner. Bring it into the corner. No, they
No,
just kept
not
kicking it out
one foot.
for
They kept
throw-ins and
kicking it.
everything. Remember? Throw-ins.
What the fuck is that? Like, and there's someone on the bench going, launch it, and you're like, if you lose, you're relegated, you absolute clowns. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that about?
Yeah,
Oh, that
absolutely.
was embarrassing.
Morris probably has something to do with the fact he murdered his family aces, maybe. I assumed they didn't have to state that, in fairness. I gotta go, guys. Gotta get ready for my last live. Good night, all.
Good
Enjoy,
man, Henry.
Have a
Take it
good
easy.
one. Have a good one, my friend. What's your views on Kevin Nash's views on LA Knight that he's a rock rip-off? Nash copied Vince with the quads. Yeah, I don't know. This is a kind of a relevancy thing, isn't it? Like I think LA Knight's brilliant. So
I think he's brilliant. And here's the other thing: don't tell me guys in wrestling don't rip other guys off. We've been seeing it for years and for generations. So just because Knight has got himself over, whatever he's used to do it, he is over. So let's not get on the guy's back and say he's a rip-off, he's this, he's that. The guy's a star in the making. He needs that belt, though. I feel like this week on SmackDown, he wins this six-pack challenge, and I think he goes on to face Santos Escobar, and then we'll see himself and Gunther, himself and Austin Theory at in Detroit for the belt, and I think he wins that United States belt and brings relevancy to it.
Big shout out to Dom as well, getting the North American title. That was pretty cool. Really enjoyed that.
Was deadly.
Yeah,
it was really good. The Judgment Day as well. You know what I remember, or not only realised when I saw the publicity shots earlier? I looked at Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. Yeah. I looked at Rhea Ripley with her belt. I looked at Dom Mysterio. And all of a sudden I looked at Finn Balor, who now looks like the weak link of the group because he's not carrying gold. Are they going to turn on him and turf him out? I think that'd be a great move. That'd be a great move.
Maybe. Or is he going to pick up the belt at SummerSlam?
If he does, and apparently Triple H sees the Judgment Day as the next big storyline following on from the Bloodline. So it would suggest that maybe he could go and win it. To have, 3 titles on the briefcase, it'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, these jerseys, they're awesome, aren't they? I said City new home when they hammer United 4-1 at the Etihad, same day as WrestleMania 20 was on. Jesus, this man's dropping knowledge, is he? Dazzler, the Ray is in the black and yellow mask. Nice.
I like black and yellow.
Big up, Henry.
Take it easy, Henry.
Jesus. Can't wait for LA Knight winning US Championship at SummerSlam.
100%.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
LA Knight is the only reason I'm watching WWE again. I can't
listen,
be the only
reason. Corvo, he's great. He's really great. But that's not the only reason you're watching. The Bloodline, Seth Rollins, the Judgment Day. Like, there's so much going on. Do you know what I even loved last week? Bobby Lashley rocking up into the car park and picking up the Street Profits in the limo. And I'm just thinking, here we go. This is the Hurt Business Mark II, and it's going to be way better than the first episode.
I hope so.
Someone's not going to pull the plug on this too soon this time.
Yeah, I hope so. See you maybe tomorrow, Henry, for darts. Yeah, absolutely. Cheap Eats, and when do you lads think Finn will get over? Jesus.
I tell you what, he was big over in that Full Sail Arena for the NXT when he says this is Daddy's home. They loved that, didn't they?
Yeah, kind of a rock twist to that as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
Balor will cost Priest his cash in. I don't know. I think they'll put the belt on Balor and all 4. I'll have something going. And I think
that'd be awesome.
Tease it and draw it out a bit. Big shout out to Ian Kelly. Big up. Absolutely, I'd say Finn wins, then Priest cashes in and loses. Kenny's in. How are you, Kenny? City shirt is as generic as Dana Brooke.
She looks absolutely abysmal right now. Abysmal. Like, whatever Batista did to her, it didn't end well. She looks horrific.
I think whatever Batista does to most chicks doesn't end well for them.
Jesus Christ. Anyway. And Melina as well. A few others there in there.
Chelsea Green would get it.
100%.
Yeah, I
I'd
can't
say
wait.
the same for Sonia Deville if she wasn't playing with the other back.
So anyway, what do you think of these jerseys? That's is
You
it.
know,
I can't
you
wait for
know
the
who,
Dead versus maybe
you
Roman.
know
Yeah.
the only reason worth watching AEW, Niall knows this already. The only reason anybody ever watched AEW was Jade Cargill. Oh man. Almost brings a tear to me eye to say her name, man. Holy fucking Jesus. Now there's a woman.
Finn will get over when Paul Tracy gets signed by Nick Cannon. Jesus. This lad's going in hard on Balor tonight. Dana Brooke moves like Mae Young. Currently are the old Mae Young.
She's looking like her at the minute as well. Fucking hell.
Absolutely. Well, listen, that's it. Absolute pleasure. I like the way this evolved into a discussion about many other things. We look forward to
It was very organic though, wasn't it? The way it just
it was absolutely. We look forward to the debut of David Benoit.
Sure do.
Mark
Yeah,
Cardona will be
100%.
coming back to WWE soon, I think. Yeah.
If he doesn't bring back the music, we don't want to know.
Or that maybe that Undertaker gimmick. Good luck.
No, I want to hear the radio. Want to hear that, man.
I don't want to hear any of that.
Oh, stop, will you? What a moment. Zack Ryder on top of the ladder, getting the IC belt at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Crippler
Jesus. He will be if they put him in the next Blood and Guts match. Fucking hell.
Hook to WWE would be unreal.
There's talk of it, isn't there?
Yeah, talk of it already.
And didn't the boy Pillman start off in the training center last week as well?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, he exited the building, didn't he?
He's 100% there. 100% there. And I know this I know this. He's definitely there because apparently when somebody comes into the and there's somebody that they're going to sort of mix of TV and stuff like that, they hide them out of the way. They didn't hide them out of the way. And even when some shots were being taken, generic shots around the room, he's been caught in pictures and stuff. He'll be a great addition to NXT. They'll build him up.
Will, you know it.
Absolutely.
Good show, Daz. Listen, folks, cheers for tuning in. Bit of crack there, of course. Bit of a segue into wrestling as we do.
Loved it.
We miss our wrestling shows. We'll be back next week, of course, with a wrestling show, no doubt. I did also check out my review of Dark Side of the Ring with Adrian Adonis. Another tough one to watch and stuff like that.
Should getting up out of the chair be that sore?
Depends on your age and your physical being.
Jesus Christ, man.
Breathing for me is sore. Just saying. Acers, looking forward to Cody documentary on AEW on the 31st of July.
The premiere of the Cody movie was last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I saw some pictures from that as well. I believe it was very good. Yeah. I know somebody who was in the room last night at the premiere, and I was talking to them today, and they said it was unbelievable. Very, very good.
Man of many contacts. Eno says we are now over and out.
We sure are.
Corvo gets the final one. Dazzler moving like Jeff Hardy nowadays.
I know. Tell me about it, Corvo. Jesus Christ, man.
And without the drugs.
I was going to say, right?
Drug free. Get those fists up. Until next time, folks. Absolute pleasure. Make sure you follow all the guys in the chat as well. Morris and everyone else is in there. Henry was in earlier as well. Anyone that I've missed as well. Make sure you're following all their channels as always. I'm recording a show with Warren tomorrow night on Warren's channel. It's an interview about me being a football fan and how it all started and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's coming out on Sunday. I'll probably do I'll probably do a drive, Friday drive tomorrow morning with all the latest news and transfers. And I'm sure we'll be dropping a lot of shorts over the weekend and wreck that happens in the footballing world. Until next time, folks, absolute pleasure. Make sure subscribe on the way out, hit the bell notification, share all the share all the content, and of course, hit a like on the video. Until next time, folks, absolute pleasure.
Me and Old Trafford. Peace out.